Well, good morning and welcome aboard. I want to say thank you to citizen advocate Jay Ovittore, who's spending some time in studio with us. And your phone calls too at 882-RUSH, 882-7874. Jay is here because we're talking about Google Fiber and how that could be a game changer for Greensboro, should Google decide to locate it here. They're looking for cities anywhere from 50,000 to 500,000 in population. Certainly Greensboro qualifies there. Some other technical measurements. But one of the big things here is going to be how the citizens determine to get involved and to essentially write Google directly and be a part of that. We have information posted right now at Rush Radio 94.5 that'll connect you to the opportunity to do that and also connect you with other people that are very passionate about this Google high-speed optical fiber, which could come to town. 882-RUSH, 882-7874. Todd, good morning. Thank you for calling Rush Radio 94.5. What do you think about this Google Fiber thing?
I'm real interested in it because I think we need the technology and we do need to diversify the economy around here. My question is to the gentleman there is there any opposition to it? Because I know all y'all remember it took almost 20 years for FedEx to get the hub built here, and U.S. Air tried to come into the hub, so did Delta, and a lot of small groups of people were very instrumental in preventing that from happening. I don't want that to happen again because the economy will grow now that FedEx has got here, and then you get Google, it's just going to be, a continuous flux of people.
I really haven't heard much. Thank you for the question, Todd. Yeah. Haven't heard much opposition to this. And let me ask Jay, you've been much closer to this along the way and watching it develop it. Is there objection to it?
Well, with anything, you always have some naysayers. It hasn't been very prominent. It's been a fairly large community buy-in. And I think unlike FedEx, there may or may not be tax incentives involved in this. Google may just lay the entire bill, and what we're in right now is the process to put this application in and get in line. And if we're chosen and Google comes and the deal's not good for Greensboro, we can always say thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Then what's so interesting about this, though, there are so many variables that are, many questions are unanswered. And I guess we won't be able to do that until after the March 26th deadline of at least letting Google know how interested we are in this.
Well, yeah, and the important part of this isn't, and I'd love to see Google come here. The important part is the community buy-in, that we have this conversation even going on right now. And if Google chooses another city or two other cities, we must stick with this community buy-in and look at our next option. What is our next option to increase our technology here? Can we bring Verizon Fios in? Can we do it ourselves as a city? The city of Wilson, tiny city of Wilson, laid fiber to the home. They took a $28 million bond out. They'll pay it off over 20 years. They're offering the same services that our local incumbent provider offers here. And instead of $200 like we pay here for the triple play bundle, they're paying $99 a month at their residential service.
And Jay, you described this technology, and I want to make sure we don't get we broaden this, because that's where it's going to happen. I mean, people that are really aware of technology and where it's going are already on board. But what we're talking to now is folks that are use technology, depend on it, but are not focused on it necessarily every moment of the day. And describing, you used the term a moment ago during our break, that this is the flying car technology of information delivery. Explain what that means.
It is. To put it in layman's terms, and a lot of us probably use a service like Netflix or Hulu to watch movies online. If you were to download a movie to your laptop, your desktop, high definition movie, say it's 2 hours, downloading at the speeds we're at now, 10 megabits per second, it takes close to 2 hours to just be able to press play and not have it buffer. With 1 gigabit per second, we're looking at 30 seconds or under. It's on your computer ready to play.
Yeah, see, I love that. Whoa. And see, I love the idea also of virtual classrooms and how much quicker that will be. I'm an older woman that is thinking very seriously about going back to school. And probably a lot of that I would be able to do online. And I like the idea that I could watch a professor give a lecture in real time very, very quickly with no buffering and be able to expand my education.
Well, and that's a very good point. Another aspect to look at, too, we can have doctors doing remote diagnosis. through an internet connection. You know, a specialist looking at an MRI or a CT scan across town by pressing a button.
And one of the things that is certainly a part of this is the whole competitive environment, because when you even start talking about bringing another provider of service information delivery system, people like you just mentioned Verizon, people are perking up saying, okay, where is the consumer ball going? What is the consumer expectation? And that's changing rapidly, by the way. What is that consumer expectation now? What will it be? And what is the price point they're willing to pay to be able to get there? And that's ultimately, if we can get better service for a lower cost for consumers in this area, I think that's a win.
Well, and in competition, what we saw in the city of Wilson, who I brought up a few minutes ago, last month, the incumbent provider there, who's our same incumbent provider here, raised their rates by 15 to 32% across the state, except in the city of Wilson, where they dropped their rates by close to 30%. And that's directly because of the competition.
All right, so what do we need to do? We need to get involved, and each individual, correct, and send a note to Google to nominate this city.
Follow the link on the 94.5 website. It'll take you to the Google site where you will go, and there'll be a button up in the top right-hand corner that you press. It'll bring you to another screen where you can either fill out the application, which is what the city's going to do, or on the right side of the screen, you can nominate your city. And I need everybody to go nominate our city.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Hey, Jay, thank you. You've done a lot of work already, and I appreciate it as somebody in this community. We're all going to benefit from people like you that are passionate about it. Thank you,
Definitely.
Jay Ovittore, citizen advocate about bringing Google Fiber to Greensboro. That's very, very exciting.
And join his Facebook page, his fan page, to bringing Google Fiber to the city. That would be, I'll put that link up on the website as well here in just a moment. But join that group, too, so that the city and Google can see, you know, a social network getting involved in this as
Very
well.
cool. It's Rush Radio, and it's going to take that. That's what it's going to take. Rush Radio 94.5.
It's 7:30 at Rush Radio 94.5. I'm TJ Catino.